This morning. Wow, I'm actually really kind of impressed with our pep group this morning. Got a good crowd in here. I know we have got, I think I counted this morning about 15 or 18 key people that told me they would not be here today because they're on vacations, going here and there, visiting, doing all kinds of stuff. So I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up for staff meeting this morning. But wow, got a good group for staff. So I appreciate you getting up and the Lord's given us a gorgeous day this morning, and we're going to come in and get to worship and serve Him today. So I appreciate you being here early, getting up, getting some coffee in your system, getting you rolling. Everybody's ready for church, right?
Amen.
Yeah, all right. So this morning on our pep meeting, again, we're going to talk about atmosphere, and I know we just rolled through these over and over and over, but I think one of the most important topics we can talk about for the services and for our church is the atmosphere of what's going on here. And remember this, when you walk in the door, I know we get used to coming in week after week, where this is our home, but when next time you come in, stop and ask yourself the instant you walk in the door, what is the atmosphere here? What do I feel when I walk in the door? What is it spiritually? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? You know, when you walk into your home, the atmosphere of your home, people will know what's going on at your house within 5 minutes of being there.
Amen.
They'll know if it's functional or dysfunctional. Is there stress? Is there peace? Is it welcoming? You know, some people's house you walk in and you just know by the atmosphere. If you don't want to drink the water, just go to the kitchen and get a cup. Dig through the cabinets, get whatever you need. If you're hungry, go to the fridge and open the door. Other places you walk in and you know you better not touch a thing. You walked into a museum and you better not pick up nothing, touch nothing, turn on nothing. Just sit still and be calm, right? You can just tell by the atmosphere. And I know a church is the same exact way. And so we want to be very conscious of the atmosphere here at Bell's Chapel. We want people to know when they walk in the door, they have found a home. That if they're hungry, there's a place to eat. If they're thirsty, this is a place to drink. If they need rest, this is a place to rest. If they need help, they have found help. If they need love, they found love. And they'll know that within 5 minutes of being here by the atmosphere they feel at the church. So let's give them the atmosphere they're looking for. Be friendly, be warm, find out their name, hug their neck. If they complain today when they leave, let them complain because we love too much.
Amen.
That we love them more than they can even stand. We shook their hand too many times. We hugged their neck too many times. We just love too much. And so if there's going to be a complaint, let it be that. Remember this morning in atmosphere that the visitors who are going to be here today, and even some of the people that have been here quite a while, they're going to be watching to see what the staff does. Today they're going to come in, they're going to see this atmosphere, and they're going to want to know how we're going to react because they're going to act just like we do. So I'll ask you this morning and encourage you as far as the atmosphere is concerned, make it a free atmosphere of worship. Make it a free atmosphere of prayer. Make it a free atmosphere of entering into the presence of the Father so that those visitors who are here will feel the freedom to do the same thing. Make it an atmosphere of love. Remember we say all the time, if I love in the beginning, love in the middle, love in the end, then the love will win out in all things. And everything will just be okay if we'll love in the beginning, love in the middle, and love in the end. And also as far as atmosphere, remember this morning I have full anticipation that the power of God and the Spirit of God are going to move in this service. And with that in mind, as far as atmosphere, remember this morning, let's respect the flow of the service. I'll get my tongue off my eye tooth here. Respect the flow of the anointing and the moving of the Spirit. As you begin to see the Spirit move, run to it, not away from it. If you begin to sense a stirring in the water, run to the water and don't back away from the water, because again, they're going to be watching and they're going to be looking to see how we're going to respond to the atmosphere here. So I want them to come in and know today there is freedom to worship God in this place where they can find Abba in all of His glory for them. And as far as our pep part this morning, I want to ask you this question. How many of you have ever been married to a woman who was with child?
Yeah.
Speaking specifically to the men, almost everyone here, most of our men have been at some point married to a lady who what we might call a lady in waiting, a lady who was expecting. And you know, I've noticed a couple of things. My wife and I was talking the other day when she was pregnant, I believe, with Luke. She was walking through the backyard. She was very close to delivering. She was very top-heavy. I mean, her center of gravity was no longer the same. She had to kind of lean back to keep her balance, and she hung her toe on something in the yard and fell. And it was not like a weeble wobble. I mean, she fell. And she would have never, had it just been under normal circumstances, wouldn't have done that. But everything was so out of place. She does, when you get that large, and the ladies can all testify to this, when you really get almost to the place of delivery. Yeah. Nothing you used to wear fits anymore. Nothing that you used to drink can you drink anymore. Nothing that you used to like to eat can you eat anymore. Your appetites have changed. Your cravings have changed. And that thing that's growing inside of you just starts to dictate everything about your life. Where you go, how you're comfortable. If you used to be warm-natured, now you're cold-natured. If you used to be cold-natured, now you're hot-natured. And what things that used to never bother you now really bother you. And things that you used to couldn't stand before, now you kind of like. Pickles and ice cream become an option all of a sudden. And you get so big, you're just waiting for that moment of delivery. And in that, I want to make an analogy for the church this morning. Right this minute, Bell's Chapel Assembly of God Church is expecting with the power and the presence of God. Amen. We're absolutely, if you want to use this terminology, we have been implanted with the Spirit of God within us. And we're growing, and we're getting filled with the power of God and with the Spirit of God. And things that used to be comfortable, they're not comfortable anymore. And things that used to satisfy, they don't satisfy anymore. Things that we used to could drink and be satisfied with that, we can't drink of that spiritual drink anymore, because there's this thing growing inside of us. There's this urgency inside of us. There's this appetite that's growing inside of us. I know there's life within me. I know there's something about to happen. I know there's a birthing about to take place. And that's where we are right this moment. So I look out at you and I can see a little unrest in some of you. You're looking and you're saying, wow, church isn't like it always used to be. We show up and things go a little different than they used to go. And things sound a little different than they used to sound. And things, they don't flow necessarily like they used to flow. And it's because there's an urgency inside of you. And there's a hunger inside of you. And there's a light birthing inside of you. And all it's going to take is a pinprick. That's right. Like a balloon stretched as tight as it can stretch. All it takes is a pinprick. Walk up and prick that balloon, and instantly there's a rupture and everything escapes out. Yes. Well, I want you to know today, it could very well be that you, my heroes of faith for this generation, are the pin that pricks the balloon with your praise, with your worship, with your shout, with your tongue, with your interpretation. Here we are pregnant with the life of God. Everything's stretching, everything's growing. And today could be the day that you're the tip of the spear that picks that balloon and whoop, life comes out. So get ready. Get ready, my heroes of faith. Yes. Somebody in this room today, your hand carries life. Someone in this room today, your hand carries healing. Someone in this room right now, out of your mouth will come a tongue and an interpretation and a prophecy. Out of your hand will come a healing that will change somebody's life for eternity, that will bring new life into this world. Amen. So you get ready. Get ready, my heroes of faith. Today is a day of birthing. Amen. Get ready. So let's all circle up this morning. Let's pray over this thing this morning, and let's see the victory come.